Hi, and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I'm Rachel Thompson Phillips, the creator of the BEYOU Oracle Cards and also of the Sacred Oracle online program. This week's energy forecast is for June the 20th through to June the 26th, with the overall theme being cultivating deeper connections with self. Let's go in and explore the messages through the cards. Monday and Tuesday is the card of Warrior Queen. Wednesday through till Thursday and Friday is the Abundance card, and the weekend's message is the Feathers card. Now, with the beginning of the week being the Warrior Queen has this absolute beautiful presence where she just knows, and I'm going to use that word, that clear inner knowingness that she knows the journey and the direction she's going in. She understands that there's going to be a moment in time where she's going to retract her energy and keep it really channeled towards the direction that she's going in. She understands that there is a journey of clearing and making space for all that she desires. She understands that on one level that she is working on herself to make sure that she is growing into the version of self while she's continuing to take actionable steps towards achieving her dreams. The Warrior Queen has this essence about her that can sometimes feel a little bit lonely and isolated because she feels like she's the only person that understands the journey that she's going on. But she's okay with that because she knows that she has the resilience and determination to fulfill what she believes is her soul's mission and passion and purpose. She feels that inner knowingness is that communication of her soul's mission has come directly from source, and it has, and that is where her deep belief comes in. That's why cultivating deeper connections also brings about that on Tuesday. Here on this hemisphere is the winter solstice. Now, the winter solstice is about doing a lot of deep inner work. I've mentioned throughout this year already that I believe that 2022 is our year for deep healing. It's about relinquishing all of that pain and trauma that you've held on to. It's about being able to understand that, recognizing that by holding on to that pain, all that you're doing is hurting your own self. And when you've already experienced trauma, you've already experienced enough pain, and then every time it gets triggered is like little reactivation of that pain. Your soul is saying it's now time to release that. You are ready to be free of this. There is, again, that inner warrior queen about recognizing that in order for you to grow into the version of self that becomes a match for your dreams, goals, and visions, you are going to have to let go of that emotional baggage that has been holding you back. And you know what? You are so ready to do this soul work. My greatest suggestion is find someone that you trust. Find rituals to be able to release them. Not everything is going to require these deep purging sessions. Some may require that depending on how you feel, and others you may be able to just simply release and let them go really, really simply. The winter solstice is about understanding that in this space and time, the days become shorter and the nights become longer. So therefore, it is also a time where we're doing a lot of shadow work because we're spending more time in the darkness. A lot of the times we think of the shadow work as thinking that there's something wrong, when all in fact is that your soul is revealing areas that have been holding you back. They can be actions, they can be behaviors, they can be attitudes even. So even mindset shifts. So recognizing when, hey, this particular mindset is not working for me. What is it that I can do to cultivate deeper connections with myself that really do align me with what it is that I'm searching and seeking for? The winter solstice is also about, if you think about it in a harvesting term, it is about when we plant the seed is germinating whilst it's underneath the soil, and it's doing all the preparation work, the foundational work to make sure that that seed has everything that it needs to germinate and come up through the soil and follow the sunlight. That is the place that you're in. You're the seed that's in around doing all that fundamental foundational work, and that is the soul work. It is your foundations in the past have become a little bit unstable because your beliefs have been Some of them you have attained that have come on from past family members or attitudes or beliefs that you've picked up from society and outside external factors. Now this is the time to look at which part of those belief systems are creating an unstable foundation and look at being able to cleanse yourself of those old negative limitations and beliefs that are no longer congruent with the version of self you've evolved into, and therefore you reset your foundation so that you have you foundation as you come out of the winter solstice. It is that time where we do a lot of deep internal reflective work, means that you are also in a very deep contemplation state. So that's why this week is about deep connections with self. You're being drawn to go within. That is what these darker nights mean, that you spend more time with yourself and therefore having those contemplative conversations of what direction am I going in? And does this feel right for me? And assessing lots of different things in your life, and therefore giving you the opportunity to simply let a lot of things go that you have sort of secretly known that they're not helping you grow and expand the way that you want to. You're now given this opportunity in this winter period to really go in and start creating and cultivating some really good belief systems, cultivating new actions that are conducive for and a match for that, and building in deeper layers of trust. Because as you become more deeply connected with yourself, you also start to connect with those parts within self that are resilient and determined and all those other gorgeous, brave frequencies that you have access to that sometimes get wavered whilst you're triggered by old past pains. So that's Monday and Tuesday. Then you move through to Wednesday through to Friday, which is the card of abundance. And it's the card that everyone seems to love to receive. Obviously, there is that element of an abundance of money, wealth, and prosperity that whenever that card comes through is also definite recognition of that. It's also being able to understand that there is an abundance on every level, which means that there has been a lot of work that you have been doing around wealth, money, prosperity, but also being in a receptive state, because it's one thing to call in what you want, but if you're not very good at receiving, all of those wonderful things that you wish to attain only just sit out in your auric field, unable to feel like they're actually coming in and landing and coming into the consciousness. Wednesday through to Friday, you're going to start seeing signs of all of those things that you manifested are now starting to show signs of them coming in because you've been doing the work to be receptive. It's also about being able to understand that there is an abundance of time, energy, money. The three main areas that we tend to find are the things that hold us back when you want to pursue something. You're like, I don't have enough time. Oh, I'm burnt out by the end of the day and I've got all my children's stuff that I need to do. There's never enough time and I just don't feel like I've got the energy. Oh, I don't feel like I've got the money to do that. All of a sudden, all of those things start to subside because you start to recognize that you have actually been doing that soul work, and now becomes down to a decision of, do you want to do the thing that you want or do you not? It's like you almost can't use those three main pillars that we do when we feel afraid to actually pursue something, start to become removed. So the abundance card is this wonderful moment where usually when it comes up, people get that sigh of like, oh, I can just breathe knowing that things are abundantly showing up in multitudes of ways. So look out for beautiful signs of coins showing up or whatever that reference is, because I know that every person sometimes can have different ways in which they see abundance as a sign. For me, it's always whenever I see a little coin on the ground, it's always that remembrance of that mantra from my childhood that said, see a penny, pick it up all day long, have good luck. So just remember, when we think about some of the limiting beliefs that we had, not everything from our past is a negative attribute. Some of them still hold that beautiful essence and remembrance of being a child and knowing that you can, that there are some positive belief systems that are brought in. So whatever it is that you recognize when you see abundance, this is the time to express gratitude, because gratitude becomes the channel to invite more abundance into your world. So that's Wednesday through till Friday. As we move forward to the weekend's message around our deeper connections, we also start to recognize that the veil between ourselves and spirit, passed over loved ones, angels, guides, whatever it is, the language that you use for all of the celestial beings, that veil is starting to thin, and you start to recognize and own the fact that you don't have to do this journey alone. As humans, we tend to feel like it's me against the world. And all that does is hold you in a holding pattern of thinking that you're all alone. The Feathers card is that reminder that whatever it is that you need or require assistance around, simply ask your past over loved ones and your celestial team. They're there for you to be able to access insight and wisdom, and to be able to just simply express what that it is that you need, and let go of the desire to work out how it's going to show up as far as the answer. Knowing that they have the ability to bring in all the right resources, all the right people, to be able to help you in maybe a mindset shift or a different perception, to be able to relieve the stress and worry and anxiety that you may be experiencing. They can help you in every area of your life. And so being able to cultivate those deeper layers of connections means that you just know that as you're sending that invitation, almost like an SOS out into the world, you know that it is going to land with exactly the right person that's going to be able to help you through whatever it is that you're going through. So, and again, they also deliver us signs, and they love to be able to hear when you have received the guidance that you are looking for you to be able to let them know, hey, thank you so much. I know the very thing that I wanted has come forward. I know that has been on your behalf. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always important, just like if someone was to do something wonderful for you, and this as a human experience, you would express gratitude to them. Never fail to remember to express gratitude to your celestial team and passed over loved ones as well. So this week is really taking us on a journey of going into deeper connections with our own self. So remember those intuitive channels that you use, that they may be clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, or claircognizance, which is sight, sound, hearing, and feeling, are going to become more heightened. So whatever that intuitive guidance is coming through, know that it has been divinely inspired to help you along your way. So you have that option to tune into it and follow that guidance, and knowing that it's going to help you be able to pave the way for a smoother road ahead, with insightful information that's come through from your celestial team and from your soul as well. So you will find that your intuition is really going, not that it's never on point, but this week it's going to be really heightened. When you do a lot more inner work, you have a deep connection to your intuition. Your levels of trust start to grow and expand with that, and therefore that helps you build a strong connection with yourself and your cosmic team and your celestial beings as well. Because remember, your cosmic team consists of you, soul, and source. Source being your celestial team of guidance, just for that point of reference, just in case you weren't sure on how that language was relaying out to you. So as you can see, this week really does herald a great deal of recognition. Oh, and I did want to say, now that it's just popped into my consciousness, the one thing that does come with the winter solstice is great opportunities for change and transformation. You may even find that you can pivot really easily, and sometimes you may even just delete something that you have been following and completely change direction, because you all of a sudden just go, hey, this is not getting the results that I was looking for. I'm putting in so much hard work and nothing is coming back. It may be a whole complete shift in mindset, your marketing, your client attraction, the people that you connect with, whatever it is, all of a sudden you're going to find a complete deviation in the direction that you are going in, because all of a sudden intuitively you feel that all of a sudden a whole new pathway is opened up that feels much more congruent and so beautifully aligned. And that pathway feels like it's what I call our flow state. For me, I call the flow state is when you can just be in flow and you're listening to your intuition. You know there's obstacles that present themselves, but you trust yourself enough to be able to know that you can navigate through them. Things come forward with much more ease and grace and flow. And so that's what I like to call the flow state, when you are more so deeply inside your physical body, feel completely attuned with your intuition and that deep connection of belief and trust within your own self. That's the flow state. So you're going to find more and more periods that are expanding to give you more time to be able to sit in that flow state, and it's going to feel delicious, juicy and awesome, because when you're in that flow state, ideas and concepts and everything just start to flow through you and around you. The biggest thing that I can suggest is to make sure that you're grounding in all of those ideas, so that they don't just become ideas that sit out there in the ether. They're actually something that you can bring into a I'm not even going to try and say that word. Turn them into actionable steps that you can use within this reality. So I wish you an incredibly amazing week ahead. Much love. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.